Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us. Welcome to another Flex University event. My name is Josh Graham. I'm the supervisor here for our group sales consultants. Today we're going to be discussing a roadmap for sales success, really the reasons why it's important that you diversify your business and work to really get involved within the employee benefits market as well as the individual Medicare markets moving through 2016 and getting prepared, obviously, for open enrollment in 2017. All lines have been muted upon entry, so you will not be able to interrupt or have any questions answered until the end of the presentation. So please feel free to type those questions and answers in the chat function on the right or the question and answer section. To give you a background about our company, Flex has been in the business a little over 28 years. Located here in Rosemont, Illinois, we have roughly 75 employees. And our main business focuses are within our general agency, which is what we'll talk about mostly here today, as well as a benefits administrator. So we support a lot of tax advantage accounts and really ideas to think outside the box and earn yourself a new piece of business. As a general agent, we represent Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, Aetna, and United Healthcare for group medical and individual insurance. We have a multitude of other carrier contracts, such as United Health One, ancillary contracts through Dearborn National, the Standard, Principal. We have an exclusive deal with VSP to offer some sheet rates and easy enrollment services for your clients. Our newest contract we've entered into is with MetLife. Everyone loves Snoopy. We've got a lot of different contracts, all of which are written in a true general agency fashion, meaning whether you work through us or go directly to a carrier, you'll earn the same commissions and the same bonus structures. The support that we're going to bring to the table for agents entering the market is the ability to come to one place with all of your questions and get those answers and have a resource to support you in a new growing environment. As a benefits administrator, we offer flexible spending accounts, health reimbursement arrangements, health savings accounts, COBRA administration, wrap documents who are becoming more and more popular in the group market as compliance becomes more of an issue. Premium-only plans so that individuals can pre-tax their portion of premiums through a group product. All of those, we have options to offer debit cards. We do have a technology with the carriers called Crosstech that allows us to get automatic claims feeds to make the reimbursement process easier and faster for employees. We do have a mobile app to support that, as well as education and enrollment meetings that are built into our pricing. We'll support through implementation any claims that come through and servicing with our staff here locally in Rosemont. We have thousands of clients nationwide. We are an HSA-approved vendor for HCSC, which is Healthcare Service Corporation, which is representing Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois, Montana, New Mexico, Oklahoma, and Texas. We have that integration, as I mentioned, through Crosstech, through Blue Cross, and then individuals on the retail shopping cart can apply for an HSA product through our organization. We have some significant enhancements coming in the second quarter of 2016 to offer our clients for both FSA and HRA administration to make life even easier than it already is. So first of all, I think it's important to take a look at what's going on in the state of the health insurance industry today, why it would make sense for potentially P&C agents or people not in the business to get involved within this marketplace. There's a ton of opportunity, and we're seeing it every single year increase, 20% over for Medicare. Open enrollment this year for our group, we produced 3.5 times what we did in the prior year. Group is a rapidly growing area, and for anyone that's currently involved in the property and casualty, you have a lot of these relationships to begin with, so cross-selling and offering a new line of service is a great way in within this particular market. Open enrollment is still a huge opportunity within the individual market. Things have slowed down quite a bit for the middle of the year here since we're outside of that time period. But group and Medicare are all good opportunities throughout the middle of the year. Looking at the potential commissions that are available within these markets, during open enrollment, the individual commissions are going to average around 6%. Some of the carriers are a little bit different. They may tier it, so you have to sell X number of policies in order to qualify for certain commission levels. They're usually not huge numbers. 20 policies will typically get you to their highest commission tiers. So a lot of different options within that individual market and a lot of money to be made with the individual mandate out there. Everyone is required to offer, or I should say required to enroll in coverage, whether that be on an individual policy or through an employer policy. Medicare commissions are pretty static. So a Med Advantage program, which does require a little bit extra, qualifications for you as an agent, will net a first-year commission of $429. Renewal commissions about $215. The typical Medicare Advantage policy stays on the books for a very long time because to a member, these are generally $0 premium programs. Medicare supplements are going to have a first-year average commission of about $200. It will vary by carrier, and really at renewal it could vary as well. Some will keep it status quo moving forward. Some will pay a certain commission for a time period and then lower it. It will vary, but with the amount of work that it takes to get a policy written and the time that these policies will stay on the books, it becomes a very lucrative option for agents entering into our market. PDP plans, your prescription drug plans, first-year commission is $63, renewal commissions is $32. If you are going to get involved in the Medicare market, it is important that you also take care of the drug plans. It's got to be a full-service program for your clients in order to really invest the time and for it to make sense for them. Looking at group commissions, coming from that particular market myself, I see group commissions being very lucrative, really an ongoing residual commission that will continue to pay out every year. This varies from carrier to carrier, but in the small group market, generally the carriers are paying a flat dollar amount per employee. On average, it's around $30. Some of the carriers will vary it based on the enrollment, so they may give a $30 commission to a single employee and more for family or employee spouse, so because of the additional dependents. But it will vary carrier to carrier. On average, we see it about $30 per employee per month. Within the large group market segment, this can really be flat percentage based on premium. Some of the carriers still pay a per head fee in that market, but generally it's going to average out to about 4% of the annualized premium is what you would earn over that full 12-month period. Any bonuses that would accumulate would also come from the carriers. Those bonuses structure, they differ from group to group, to carrier, but all of the carriers that we represent do have a bonus program to help capitalize on additional commissions available to those that are producing with them. Taking a look at the individual insurance market that you may want to get involved with, this is really a changing market, continuing to adapt. Guarantee issue within this market has resulted in carriers taking a lot of bad risk. They have no choice to take on that business. They're required by law to take on that business. You may see some of the carriers that are potentially exiting the on-exchange marketplace because of this. United Healthcare came out publicly and said that they are most likely going to do that in some states. There is still a ton of opportunity and a lot of people that need this coverage in the individual market. Many of the carriers are really trying to control the cost, and one way of doing that is by managing care towards smaller networks to drive the profitability and control the costs overall for members as well as for carriers. So they've done that through eliminating some of the larger PPO networks. We've seen that definitely here in the Illinois market and in other states that we do represent. As I mentioned, the managed care approach, many are shifting towards an HMO approach. It works very, very well in the Medicare world and is always running well from a dollar for dollar of what's being paid out towards claims within those markets. So they're trying to emulate some of that and bring it into the individual market to really help control the cost as well. Within the individual marketplace, the Affordable Care Act has really created two distinct times of year. You've got your open enrollment period, generally it kicks off around November, and then your special enrollment period. That's any other time outside of open enrollment that you have a qualifying event. Some will call it a life-changing event, whether that be marriage, whether that be birth of a child, et cetera, et cetera. So those would be opportunities to make election changes throughout the year. Really, if you're looking to get involved in this individual market, you will need to develop a strategy. Most people that are not involved now will probably wait until open enrollment to start that. Obviously, there should be some marketing done ahead of time to start building a pipeline for you at open enrollment. But here at Flex, we can assist you with that business planning and marketing planning to really get you off the ground and running when the time comes. Within the Medicare market, this is where we see a lot of agents trying to focus their time if they like working one-on-one with individual clients. The Medicare department here in our office is very seasoned and knows the ins and outs of all the carriers that we represent and can really support you within your fishing efforts. So how to market yourself, where to do it, and how to create leads. They're very good at that. This is really the largest potential growth market that we see, and I'll tell you why here in just a minute. You've got all the baby boomers that are aging into 65, our population obviously continuing to age, changes in how retiree health care is run by a lot of large corporations. Some are just eliminating their retiree coverage. Some are forcing people onto Medicare programs and doing some kind of reimbursement plans. But there's a lot of opportunity out there within that group market to hunt for Medicare individuals as they age in. Wealth is increasing, and overall, if you ask anyone about Medicare when they're aging in, they have no clue how everything works or what they need to do. So there really is a need for an agent to support them within that process. So just to kind of give you a couple statistics, in 2011, there were 77 million members of the baby boom generation that began turning 65. To give you an idea, that means that boomers are turning 65 at a rate of 12,000 every single day for the next 10 years. You know, that's an individual turning 65 every 7 seconds. So there's a huge population to go after, and as I mentioned, it's very lucrative because those policies will stay on the books for a long time. Everyone is, really our longevity as humans is increasing every single year. We are going to live longer. That will help within the commission structures for yourself as an agent. Medicare eligible population is going to continue to grow. By 2020, 1 out of 5 Americans will be 65 or older. And seniors control about 75% of the overall wealth in the U.S. $7 trillion is how it's averaged out. But, you know, I can tell you that within that wealth, they look to financial planners and individuals with, you know, knowledge of how money works to really help them make decisions with their future dollars that they're going to spend post-retirement into the age 65. This is one of the most underserved markets. I mentioned that there are agents that are needed within this marketplace. There's one agent for every 185 Medicare supplement policies that's sold. There's one agent for every 2,250 Part D plans that's sold. And when you really get into the Medicare Advantage, where we have some of the more significant commissions, there's one agent for every 4,000 plus Medicare Advantage plan that's sold. So a lot of these individuals go to the carriers directly. They're not getting the same service they would from an agent. But there's a lot of money left out there on the table that could be picked up by new agents coming into the marketplace. 1.9 million Medicare beneficiaries that are currently out there within the Illinois market. Over 1 million of them are in the Chicago metro area. There is a lot of individuals to go after right here locally within our market. 420 people are turning 65 every day. 212 of those are here in the Chicago market. So there's a huge population. Every single day you have another class of individuals to go after. 29% of the population enrolled in a Medicare supplement here in Illinois. That's unique. In most states, more people are enrolling in the Med Advantage programs than they are in the supplement programs because obviously there's, in most circumstances, there's no commissions, there is no premium associated with the cost of the Medicare Advantage plans. In Illinois, obviously, the most common supplement program that's sold is Blue Cross and Blue Shield of Illinois. Many people enrolled in that for groups, and when they come off their group plans, they're looking to move into that Blue Cross policy. Up until recently, Blue Cross didn't have a Medicare Advantage plan. So our industry within here in the Chicago market is a little skewed. It's usually flip-flop with these percentages outside of Illinois. Looking to get involved within the Medicare market, we have a path that we lay out for our agents. You do have to be licensed within the health and life area. So that means you got to take the class and obviously then pass your exam to be licensed. There's carrier contracting that's required. We support that through our licensing department. There's an AHIP course and exam that's the basics for Medicare to basically be credited to all the carriers. And then there's some other carrier-specific certifications that would be required for the Medicare programs. Blue Cross of Illinois in particular, and then AARP is accepted for the United Healthcare program. Some of the training programs that we provide to agents, we have some of these recorded, some of these are done live in our office. We will literally break down the A, B, C's of Medicare, if you will, Part A, Part B, Part C, Part D. If you're new to Medicare, now what? How do we fish? How do we market ourselves? How do we go after that aging population that's creating this significant opportunity for brokers within our market? How and why to sell Medicare. You've got a lot of businesses out there that still keep people over age 65 that are actively at work on their group policies, when in reality they could save the business a lot of money, the employee a lot of money, and increase revenue to the broker by moving some of those individuals off of that particular group product. So that's a full stop shop to support people, whether you're in group or you're in, focusing in the Medicare. We'll avoid, some of the issues with those rising health care costs from the group by putting people onto Medicare. So we can support with a lot of those marketing efforts. We do a business planning workshop, kind of looking at your strengths and how to market and what's good about you as an agency and what you can bring to the table, and really how to develop a goal and plan for yourself as a newer producer within our Medicare marketplace. And then low-income subsidy, there's some special programs that we go through and how that works out as well that people may qualify that they don't realize they have an option for. We'll provide one-on-one coaching within Larry and Joe in our office. They can come out and support you with field work, help you with some of those marketing efforts for the first time, teach you how to do it so that you can replicate it. We call that our local area marketing, whether that be an educational event, at a senior facility, it could be at local park districts, libraries. There's all kinds of ways that we support that, and then we can help you with finding those individuals. Goal setting, as I mentioned, we'll work with our business reviews, kind of go back, recap, how was the business structure set out, how's it going, what can we change to get you on track. And then obviously we'll also support you through the submission process and tracking a policy sale from submission to close. So we're going to be there every step of the way as you roll through Medicare for the first time. Similar in the group insurance market, and as I mentioned, we saw 3.5 times the volume we normally would for a January open enrollment period this year. Many people are trying to get into the group marketplace. There's still so much opportunity. There are more brokers that need to come in and educate themselves within this. And I think if you are a P&C agent, this may be one of the first places as an easy transition. Since you're already working with businesses, this would be another feather in your cap, if you will, that you can really offer right away and get the support of our flex sales reps. Looking at employee benefits as a whole, many Americans look to their employer for their insurance benefits. They will choose one employer over another in the event that one offers coverage and one doesn't, or one offers better coverage than another. So really, many employers are trying to offer these employee benefits programs if they don't today because A, they have to because of health care reform, or B, they want to attract the best candidates to ensure their profitability, to make sure that they have the best people doing the job so they can be more efficient and that they can get things done to a higher quality level. Employers look to their brokers or agents or producers really to provide the best options within the market. But what we found is many agents don't focus their time in this area. They're not providing the best information. And our agents that attend our trainings and learn about the different programs have the newest things to go out and talk about and the best things to really get your foot in the door when it comes to offering the group insurance. Potentially for you as a P&C agent, if you don't have the P&C business, you've been trying to get it for years, ask for the medical. Potentially you can get in with the medical, you can learn and really help build rapport within that particular employer and then work on the back door into the P&C. So this could even be a marketing avenue for you. But at the end of the day, agents that really diversify themselves and offer more of a service-based model to their clients are going to help grow the trust of these new accounts and in the meantime, also growing revenues within your agency. So talking about the total package, really employers are looking for ways to offer a competitive benefit. Even though the cost of healthcare is continuing to rise, a lot of agents are only bringing to the table ways to reduce benefits to control costs. We have other ways to approach this and new products available in the marketplace that many people are unaware of. And those are some of the trainings that we bring to the table for our newly contracted producers. So we can kind of teach you those unique avenues to get your foot in the door, whether that be utilizing tax advantage accounts in the market or new level funded type programs that are kind of gaining popularity as we get deeper and deeper into the Affordable Care Act. Really as a P&C agent, you have these relationships with your customers. They already respect you and your expertise within the P&C. Let Flex bring the rest of the expertise to make you have a well-rounded agency and get involved in some new areas where there's just a huge growth and influx of new business coming. Taking a look at some of the advantages of selling group insurance, really marketing to any of your prospects, really focusing in the small group market as well. There's really competitive residual commissions I talked about at the beginning, so they continue to pay year after year. Most carriers have a flat dollar amount that they continue year after year without doing any reduction in commissions. Really marketing towards a multiple policy sale in one sitting. Your employer is where a lot of these employees are looking for guidance in their benefits. The employer offers a plan. You can market 40, 50 people in one sitting and get 40, 50 policy sales. So getting involved in the group market really helps you touch more individuals quickly. You can add on voluntary lines. Many employees are looking for alternates to the medical insurance, whether that be a disability program or having an option to enroll in a dental plan. Many don't have those options outside of the group market space, whether that because of, because of underwriting. They may not qualify for certain life amounts. They may not qualify for disability insurance on the individual market. So giving them access on a voluntary basis to some of those programs can be very attractive and also help grow revenues within your agency. Being a P&C agent or currently involved in other areas where you have business relationships, utilizing those relationships to their fullest potential, that creates your own hot prospecting list to get out there. Our sales reps are willing to go out and sit down with your clients and you to kind of talk through what some of those options are for the right circumstances. We're not going to always go out for a small 2-life group, but if you have a 10-plus life group and you need some additional support and you want to understand the group market a little bit better and leverage some expertise within the industry, we're willing to help you through that process to get you up and running. We have free sales and service support to really get you going. Our service team will support anything that you write with our agency. So if you have renewal questions or plan information questions, we have tons of resources available online. We'll provide the CEU credits that you'll need to keep your license up to date. So really everything that a broker would need throughout their career, we try to provide that to you as a value add within the Flex General Agency. Taking a look at the path, very similar to Medicare. Obviously, you only need one health and life license that works for all different lines of coverage. We'll have to do the carrier contracting. It's going to be different for group versus individual Medicare. In some circumstances, Blue Cross contracts you with everything, but some of the other carriers you do have to do separate contracting, like United Healthcare, separate individual and group contracting. Our ancillary carriers, many of them, they'll get you contracted on your first piece of business, so we can start quoting right away with the carriers I mentioned, Principal, Standard, Dearborn National, VSP, MetLife. We can get going right away on those if you have some prospects. The different training courses that we can provide that we have recorded or we do live within the group marketplace, there are carrier-specific courses, so really focusing in on product and what some carriers will do unique in the marketplace that sets them apart that could help you sell a new piece of business. We'll go through specific sales strategies, whether that be utilizing a health reimbursement arrangement to lower overall premium and almost self-insure corridor deductibles, to bring new ideas to that particular employer client that could work as a long-term solution for them. So we look at success stories and things that have worked for us that we want to share with our agents that they can then replicate. Cross-selling, ancillary to grow revenue is very important. You need to have a full package approach. You need to be talking about the ancillary because anyone else there is going to. That's very important to you as an agency if you are going to get involved in the group marketplace. Utilizing all the tax advantage accounts. Group offers so many tax savings to the employer, to the employee. Utilizing them to their fullest can really help bring your value to that particular employer client. We provide ethics training every year. We do one in July to make sure that you have that up to date for your license with the state of Illinois. We do also business and marketing workshops similar to what I explained for the Medicare department, so that's available. And then healthcare reform has been a hot topic. We have a ton of information on our website. If you visit flexiblebenefit.com and scroll all the way to the bottom, there's a link for healthcare reform. We have recorded videos. We have posted webinars that we've given in the past, as well as different cheat sheets that can kind of support you while in the field. So we try to give you all of that ammo so that you can be successful out there cross-selling and working in the market. We'll provide, as I mentioned, one-on-one coaching and field work. We'll come out with you on appointments, the group marketing, educational events, and sales events to help with small business owners. If you want to organize a lunch, we'll come out and speak. Goal setting, kind of figuring out where do I need to be, what kind of revenue do I want to grow, and how do I get there through that process. Taking a look at the business reviews, really, spot checking at mid-year, seeing how you're doing, seeing how we can adjust things and continue to move forward and grow your business. And then we have a full new business team that scrubs submissions, submits them, tracks them. We'll get in touch with you if there's any missing information and support you through that submission process to make it as smooth as possible for that employer client. So just kind of wrapping up here, some final thoughts. Obviously, this is a time for change. It's time to diversify. I know every agency, or I should say, every industry within the insurance marketplace is becoming more and more challenging. And diversifying and bringing more to the market for your clients is important for your longevity within the business. So first of all, why work with Flex? We've been in the business, as I mentioned, for over 28 years. You're going to be paired with experienced sales consultants, one of the most tenured in the marketplace right now to support you through all of your questions when it comes to group, individual, and Medicare. Our business planning services, as I mentioned, are going to help you really organize your sales goal, keep you focused, and create marketing strategies so that you can be successful throughout the special enrollment period and then gaining traction into open enrollment here for 2017. We'll provide that one-on-one coaching support, pinpoint some strengths and weaknesses that you have, things to be aware of in the marketplace, and areas that you could potentially immediately focus on to help grow your revenue and your agency. And lastly, like I mentioned, the education and training that we can support you through that entire process. To give you an idea of some of our agents that we've worked with that have worked with us for a number of years, provided some feedback that I wanted to share with you. This is from Dave K. in Park Ridge, basically saying, Flex is our most valued resource. We're trustworthy, professional, friendly, knowledgeable, timely, and helpful. Flex is a must-have partner in the ever-changing health insurance environment. We've worked very closely with them over the years and really supported them through all the changes in the market. They've been very, very appreciative as well. Eileen A. out of Frankfort, Illinois. In all honesty, I cannot imagine navigating these current challenges of our industry without the partnership of Flex. Flex allows me to do my job with more professionalism and confidence. This particular agency does everything. They do home and auto, they do the property and casualty, and they do medical. And we support them every single day within their medical insurance, ancillary insurance, and any of the individual Medicare departments. So a lot of good partnerships we have out there. These are just a handful of the feedback that we've received most recently. Looking ahead, if you want to get involved, if you're interested in the area of the group market space, individual or Medicare, get in touch with us right away. You can call our main office line at 847-699-6900, and you can ask to speak with a Medicare or individual sales consultant or with one of our group sales consultants. Another option is to email our marketing team, marketing@flexiblebenefit.com, and they will get you in touch with someone depending upon what you are interested in learning more about. I want to thank you for being proactive and looking at what your options are here in the future and how you can diversify and grow your business. And at Flex, we want to be here to support you through that entire process. So with that, I would like to open it up to any questions. I will go ahead and take them in order as they've come in through the chat function. So feel free to go ahead and type, and I will answer them as we go.